in the vicinity, and if Mark's stuck, I'm sure one or two of them will chip in. And likewise, Alan Williams, our commercial director, is here, and he was the man who effectively did the deal. That's Alan over there, so he may have answers that possibly Andy doesn't. So I hope that's all clear enough for you, and please crack on.
Andy, can you tell us the details of the deal?
Details of the deal, Paul. We've worked with Prostate Cancer as all the Football League did last year. Prostate Cancer UK will be working with the Football League for the next 2 years coming. We saw an opportunity to work more closely with them. As a club, we feel that it's the right thing to do at the present time. You know, we, as a club, often said we think football is the solution, not the problem. There's many times where people pin the woes of our society on football, and we believe football is there for the power of good. So the opportunity came up to work with the charity, and we grasped it with both hands because, you know, it's a chance to do something on a really positive vein, and a much needed awareness programme is needed, so especially in our area, South East London as well.
What will Millwall get out of this deal?
I think we're going into this, we're looking to raise, we set ourselves a target of raising 100,000 for the charity, and not just this charity but for the Millwall Community Trust. The deal we have in place is whatever we raise, we split 50-50 between Prostate Cancer UK and the Millwall Community Trust, which we all know is a charity that's been around for 27 years, does a lot of good in our local area, especially with young kids. And so, you know, that's the attractive side from us, as well as an awareness programme that hopefully will save lives. Obviously, we can use it as well as a tool to get out the good work that the Millwall Community Trust does as well.
What would you say to those fans who may wish to have seen a more commercial venture, might be more lucrative financially?
I think, yeah, no doubt we could have gone out there and partnered with a commercial, but it's a tough world out there at the moment. There's not that many companies around, but a lot of clubs are out there looking for new sponsors. I think that we would say it won't affect anything that we do at the club financially. You know, it's a commitment from the chairman and the board to run the club in the same way we've been running it for the last few years, and we'll continue that. I think this is, as I say, it's a power to do something good, and football has to take its responsibilities, and we feel that the club is the right time for us to do that. And, you know, as I say, this is not going to change anything from the point of view of the budgets that we've got in place to run the football club, but I think this is the power for good, and this is what we're about.
Mark, can I ask, do you have the charity had to think on the hour before having decided to have your name on the Millwall shirt?
Well, from the point of view of the charity, we see this as a really, really massive opportunity. As you've already heard, we were the partner of the Football League for the last season, and that gave us a really good platform to reach a lot of men up and down the country. So when Millwall came to us and said, would we like to be their partner for the next season, we jumped at the opportunity because for us, we see football as a really good way of obviously reaching men week in, week out. And we've got a big job to do as a charity, a mountain to climb, because one man dies of prostate cancer every hour. That's 10,000 guys a year. And the tragic reality is many men in this country don't know enough about prostate cancer. So teaming up with Millwall means we will reach many men. So we start with making sure the players and their families know about prostate cancer. Everybody at the club knows about prostate cancer. Everyone in the South London community knows about prostate cancer, and spread the word across the country. So for us, it's about raising awareness, raising funds, putting prostate cancer on the map, because it's as big an issue for men as breast cancer is for women. But at the moment, not enough people know that. And being in with Millwall means we'll get the word out there and hopefully save men's lives.
Yeah, we must think this is a really good move given your own experiences.
Yeah, very much. Really, really proud of the club to take this on. It's something the club have worked tirelessly ever since I was diagnosed back in 2000. The club have worked behind the scenes, and certainly Dino in particular, with every man in Cancer UK and the charities off that. So this is just a natural progression. I think the bigger picture is that it will touch everybody. Certainly the fans that come, the men, their families. The important thing, I think, from Mark's perspective, is the awareness that it brings. Obviously, the funds, fundraising, and things like that come from that. But it's the bigger picture, the work that Millwall have been doing over the years that maybe goes under the radar a little bit, and sometimes it's minor things, but this is
beverage screening for Millwall fans? I don't know, is that a possibility to raise awareness you're talking about?
I think the key thing is to get guys in the first instance to know about prostate cancer, know about signs and symptoms, know about kind of risk factors, and then let each guy decide for himself whether he needs to go speak to his doctor. So there's no plan to do a screening programme at the club.
And you'll get quite a bad reputation in the press. Often it shows that Millwall is a community family club.
Yeah. We know what this club's, those of us who have been in this club for a little while know what this club's all about. Alex, you know, we had the opportunity last year. We had a difficult end of last season off the field as we did on it for many reasons. I won't go over those, but we all know that, you know, going on for many years, as Neil says, we've been working tirelessly in our community, and we've been working tirelessly in certain areas that don't hit the media. This is just progression from that. You know, as I said before, I think I've used Millwall and family together in the same sentence a lot. The outsider doesn't see that, but you know, we are a family of football, but we believe that doing something like this is relatively simple to do, but will have a massive effect. As Mark said, if we can save men's lives as a result of doing this, then it will all be worthwhile. In fact, it will mean more than any commercial deal we could have done. And you know, I do understand the previous question about does that affect how we run the club. The answer from the board is no. You know, we've had a board member, is still a board member. Trevor Keys is one of our directors and funders who has suffered and been treated for prostate cancer over the last 2 or 3 years and come through it, thankfully. So this is quite dear to us as well as a board. So, but I know that the Millwall fans will come together. They will be proud of what the club's doing, and they'll come together and help us raise as many funds and get the awareness programme on track.
It's the fact that it's a condition that affects African Caribbean, then quite an important factor for Millwall's image because of the baggage that comes with history.
I think it goes with it. Toby, it wasn't at the foremost, you know, it wasn't the front of our minds, you know. But the more I'm learning more about prostate cancer from Mark and the people in his organisation than I knew before. And if I am, then other people are. And you know, those facts I didn't really understand. No, I would say that you know the awareness programme that Mark and the team will put together alongside us is the main thing for me. So, except wasn't what we were thinking about initially. We were just looking at using, say, football as a power of good. We believe that's the right way to go at the moment, and that's where we are. So, you know, talk about that beside that much.
Yeah, I mean, you pick up the point there. African Caribbean guys are 3 times greater risk of getting prostate cancer and tend to get it younger as well. So for us, it's about reaching all men through football, and having Millwall just do a brilliant job for us, of just getting the message out there to all men about prostate cancer.
Any more?
I suppose I was going to ask in practical terms, what does it mean for the players, community commitments? Obviously, the stuff that's already done in the community scheme is, I don't know how much it takes up their time, but always add to that, or because of being a sponsor, it's kind of an extra layer or
Well, any club sponsor you have, be it a charity or not, takes up some of your time. Otherwise, why would they get involved with the club? What I will say is, you know, our players have been magnificent over the time I've been here in what they do in our community schemes. So the hours that they give, we've got 2 guys here, or 3 with Neil when he was here as well, who you know probably wouldn't tell you how much they've been doing. So and you know, I think this will not add to that. It'll just work alongside that. You know, yeah, I think the guys will gladly give up their time. That's the sort of team we've got, the sort of characters we've got in the wall. The commitment that the players have to do the right thing is amazing. And sometimes we've had players who we were recognised. You know, Tam, 2 years ago, Community Player of the Year across the whole of the UK. So we know there's a lot of work to do in this part of London. We've been doing it here for many, many years, and we'll just continue to do it.
Andy, just the work is a forward. Do you think maybe more clubs should take Millwall's lead? I mean, look always at the cash option first, but with the community aspect of
I hear what you're saying. I believe that all football clubs have a responsibility to the community that they're within. I think we take that really seriously as a club. You know, it's easy to throw mud at this club, has been for many, many years. But, you know, the fact that I know what we do in the community knows what we do. The Lewisham A&E stuff we did last year wasn't a publicity stunt. It was about really helping out in our community that we think was the right thing to do. I think that's the way football clubs should run. I think that's the right way. But you know, it's down to individual clubs how they run their own business. But you know, certainly at football league level, you know, I know the guys are committed to this particular charity, and it's a 3-year. We're 1 year into a 3-year agreement with Prostate Cancer UK. How they work with the football league, and obviously, yeah, me being part of the football league board now, we'll keep that commitment going. And if we can lead the way as a club, and other clubs follow suit, fantastic.
You said a bit about the shirt then, because obviously it's the 20th anniversary of the new den, and obviously the shirts celebrate that as well.
Yeah, the shirts do celebrate that. This is the first time anyone's seen the shirt. So it says, it's the fact that the 4th of August 1993 was the first game at what was called the New Den. We prefer to call this the Den now. We've been here 20 years. We've got a home game against Yeovil on the 3rd to mark the 20th anniversary. And the shirt recognises that with a special badge for the year, and the design is in keeping with the way the kit of that 20 years ago. So, you know, we're going to put together a series of events to celebrate the fact this is the Den. We've been here 20 years. We're very proud of where we are. We're very proud of our club and our ground.
Steve, can I ask what your reaction was when Andy Simmer found a great new sponsor and you're actually thinking, excellent, more transfer kit in, all of a sudden says,
Yes, you're looking at the negative again, and you know, you'll start looking at the positives, and just on Toby, yeah, it doesn't mean there's going to be less time for you to speak to the players, so we'll have to get used to that. But no, I think, listen, we're all conscious, you look at the Premier League, and the relationship between the players and the supporters, but I think that's something that we want to harness it. You know, what there is a bit of togetherness between the players and the fans, because it's a two-way street. We've got to give something back, and I think it's a great opportunity for the club in what they're doing. Obviously, the education is the wider message that if you have got a symptom, don't sort of, you know, let it sit for a while. Go and see your doctor. It's getting that awareness out there that if you have to, you know, don't sit there. Go and do something about it. And you know, if you can catch things early enough. I think myself, obviously Neil's obviously had his troubles. Every family probably here has been touched with cancer. And obviously I just think it's a great cause, and all credit to Andy for doing that, and obviously joining forces with Mark here. So I think it's a great message that Millwall Football Club are sending out, and like Andy says, you know, it's too easy to look at the negative and mudsling. You know, this is a positive message from a club that's working hard to produce, you know, positive results on and off the pitch.
Okay, thanks very much. But what we're going to do now is the chaps are just going to take a 5-minute break. If you could see Billy there or Andrew there, let us know who you want to speak to on a small group or on a one-to-one.